Lust isn't just sexual, it's universal. You have cars, video games, phone, money, everything you crave as a man from the masculine standpoint is basically lust. You're lusting for life, and that's absolutely normal. However, normal people indulge into that desire daily, and only the successful people, which compared to the normies are very few, they actually understand how to use this to their advantage. Because even though you crave it, you should not indulge into it as often as you may think. So while the weak men waste their energy and specifically lust, the men worthy of respect, they actually channel it into their purpose and understand how to use it properly. They transmutate it. So lust can be seen as a teacher. However, my friend, you have to understand that it's not a clear teacher. It's a vague one. It will give you signs, it will give you directions without telling you those directions head on. Sometimes maybe you're walking down the street and maybe you see a gorgeous woman that you would genuinely like to be with. However, you don't exactly approach her. Instead, you go home. And now here is the test. Most men, when they go home, they jerk off to that woman and weaken themselves. However, the successful men, even though they are afraid to approach her, before even going home, they start asking themselves, what is lust trying to tell me? Why am I not able to approach her? Am I too weak? Do I need to go to the gym more? Am I not powerful enough? And so they find the answer that lust is trying to secretly give them. And now they use that same lust to their advantage. And that's how I began my journey. You see, in the beginning, I was no different from everyone. I was the typical guy who was trapped into indulgence. Every single day, every goddamn day, I would be there jerking off first thing in the morning after eating a couple of cookies. And that was my life for years. However, when I finally understood the concept of self-improvement, when I finally drilled into my head that there is no one coming to save me, I decided to use it to my advantage. So from that point, I started channeling my lust into push-ups specifically. Whenever I would get horny, I would drop down and do push-ups. And surprise, surprise, by the end of the summer, just 3 short months later, my bicep went from something small as this to something big as this. And my friend, who I handshaked after 3 months, he literally thought I started going to the gym. And that's just one way to channel this lustful energy. But before I continue to more examples, I have to have you understand that lust is simply an emotion. It is as simple as anger. Whenever you feel angry, it is like a fire. You can either allow that fire to build you or destroy you. As some wise people said, if you can control the fire, you can cook your food on it. However, if you're too done with it, it may burn your whole house down. So that's exactly what anger is, what depression is, what fucking lust is. So it's no different. You just need to learn how to use this to your damn advantage. However, it's hard because lust does not respect the weakness in man. In fact, it despises it. It wants to crush them. So whenever lust hits on a weak man, such as I myself 3 years ago, I would indulge into it. I would go so deep into that lust I was feeling because I had no respect for myself. I was a weak person. However, whenever it meets a strong person, such as I myself today, I'm not saying this to be egoistical, such as successful people like Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie, Andrew Tate, and all of these successful modern people in today's world, then it respects them because they know how to convert it. However, do you know that trick? But what about masculinity? How will this help you gain more girls? I'm here to help you, so I must warn you. People will laugh at you. Girls will look at you with the weird side eye. And maybe even they will start to laugh at you because you are trying to be someone who you are not so far. Because you so far indulged into instant gratification, and now suddenly you become this person who doesn't want to indulge into that anymore. Well, it's kind of weird. So they will try to pull you back, especially the people and so-called friends you have up until this point, because they were used to seeing the person who indulges into lust. They were used to seeing the weak man every single day. However, when you started changing yourself, my friend, you will have to let go of these people. Let them go, otherwise you're sabotaging yourself. They will serve as nothing more but crabs in a bucket. They will grab you by the leg as soon as you're about to escape the bucket and pull you back in. That's the dangers of this path. In the beginning, you'll be damn lonely and better be prepared for it. However, as one quote goes, you're better off being lonely but make progress than have so-called friends, but they are holding you back. So after enough struggles, it took me about 8 months of completely being alone to actually get somewhere, to actually make some valuable friends. And I didn't know this, but one of my older friends became a friend that I still have up until now. Is he the best type of guy? Absolutely not. I have so many more people that are far better than him. However, he brings me value, and I value him. He was there since the beginning, so he is my friend. After him, it took me 2.5 more years to actually develop the skill of speech, to finally meet self-improvement friends, people that I genuinely respect. Now I went to Italy for one of them. Spent too much time with another guy who is also on self-improvement. So now we're basically best friends. I've met so many people, valuable, genuinely valuable people who want to see me grow, who want to push me forward in this life. But my friend, I would have never ever reached such a point had I stayed the same. So now it is your decision. Will you let lust control you, or will you finally take it by the jaws and control it instead? And to give you something, next time you see lust crippling into your life, ask yourself, what is it trying to teach me this time? What can I improve? And you will find an answer. Appreciate you for watching, and if you're curious about more ways to quit lust, check out this video here, where I explain some deeper concepts.